Hey, folks. Hey, superstars. Hey, this is Wesley Virgin here. Hey, welcome to another Sunday mindset message here. I go live every single Sunday just to give you the message for the week, for you to begin to prepare yourself for the week. One thing I've learned from just kind of making the transition from averageness to becoming wealthy is that you must prepare the week before the week ever begins. Okay? And it's Sunday, so we're getting ready to move forward through the week, and it's important to prepare for the week today. Okay? So I got a topic for you tonight. Good morning. All right, how's everybody feeling here? Go ahead and comment your names below. Let me know that you're in the chat box below. I can see you, I can smell you, and you smell absolutely wonderful this morning. And again, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're here. I'm proud that you're following me. And I'm proud that you have made a decision to just follow a random black young man like myself. Okay. And I know sometimes my rants and podcasts can be a little bit crazy and insane, but everything that you hear is just me speaking from the heart. I don't prepare when I go live. I don't prepare scripts. I just speak from the heart here. And this morning, I want to talk about the number one thing, okay, that every wealthy person does. Every wealthy person does. I have a ton of friends and associates that are multimillionaires. Some make $1 million a year. Some make $1 million a month. Some make $1 million a week. Some make $1 million a day. And I know a few billionaires as well. Been fortunate to be able to meet just some extraordinary people. And this one distinction is very similar in every wealthy person that I've ever met. And I want to share it with you. Is that cool? Okay. I'm going to give it to you folks. Hey guys, how are you? And guys, go ahead. If you want me to comment your names here below, let me say your name. And a few announcements. If you ever want to join the podcast, just go to Spotify or Apple Podcasts and type in Millionaire Midnight Rant. And you'll see me, okay? And it's free. But you may say, well, Wesley, can I work with you? Can I get more information from you? Can I buy your stuff? Can I join? Do you have any courses? I do. I've created the first university called overnightmillionaireuniversity.com. We groom men and women to become millionaires, but first we help them to develop a foundation that all wealthy people have, and that is necessary before you make any money. So if you want to join, say if you're just ready to learn what you don't know, go to overnightmillionaireuniversity.com, and I'll love to work with you. Okay, so let me give it to you here. Hey, Angela, how are you? Angel, how are you? Shakira, how are you? Jay, just want to give you guys some love. Vivi. We got Lewis, got Martin White, how are you, sir? Belinda, got David as well. Anna, how are you? We have Faith from Nigeria, Priya from India as well. Maya, Jugger. Okay. So listen, I want you to take notes. Okay. And if I can be transparent, one of the most stupid things that I did in my 20s, I never took notes. Never. When I would go to seminars, when I was listening to podcasts, whenever I was listening to someone that was living the life that I would like to live, I wasn't taking notes, man. So that's one thing I wish I would have done. So take notes. Write it down, okay? If you can't write it down, record it. And if you want me to post this live, just hit the like and share button, and I'll make sure you get access to it. So it's simple. The number one thing that wealthy people do is this. They think big. Okay? They think big. I mean, honestly, they think big. And they think big when they have nothing, which means no money, no resources, no mentorship, no tools, no products, no courses, no business, no anything. Just a job, just a normal, average life. But they all think big. Okay? And let me tell you a story what happened to me. Let me tell you why I was able to make so much money so quickly. I'll never forget this. I was in my later 20s. And at that time, I think my goal was to make like $10,000, $20,000 a month from a business. Like I was already making over $10,000 a month working as a computer engineer. Okay. But I've never made $1 owning my own business. And at that time, I was really, really absorbing, listening to a lot of personal development. I was reading books like Think and Grow Rich, Richest Man of Babylon, How to Win Friends and Influence People. I even read the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. But let me tell you something. I'll never forget, I was on YouTube one day, okay? And I was listening to a speaker. Now, I will always do this. I was listening to Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Dennis Waitley. If you are a personal development junkie, you know exactly what I'm referring to here. And I'll never forget this. I'm in my later 20s, and I think I was just quitting my job. What was I? I think I just came back from overseas. So I think I was running a boot camp. I was making like $2,000 a month because I decided to leave my job because I wanted to really take a leap of faith towards my dreams. But like I said, my goal is like $10,000, $20,000 a month. And I heard this man, and he was earning about $1 million per month. And he's in the network marketing industry. And he was giving a speech to maybe 1,000 people in his organization. And some young lady stood up and asked him a question. He said, "Sir, if you could do it all over again, if you could do it all over again from scratch, what would you do differently?" Let me say it again. He said, if you could do it again from scratch. And people typically ask me this question as well. If you lost everything, Wes, what would you do if you had $0, $10, $100 in the bank account? But the response from the gentleman was surprising. He said something that I didn't expect. He said, "I would think bigger sooner." Let me say that again. He said, "I would think bigger sooner." Like he didn't say, well, I would start this business first. I would have sold more product. I would have raised my prices. I would have started my business earlier. I would have stopped doubting myself. I would have separated myself from the naysayers and the average folks sooner. I would have read this book. He says, "I would think bigger sooner." That's it. And let me tell you something. That night, if God is my witness, I changed my goal. Because I realized that I wasn't thinking big enough. And I went from thinking that I wanted to earn $300 a day to 5,000 a day. Like within seconds. After he said that, I would think bigger sooner. He said, I had some audacious goals. I wanted to do this, but I would have thought bigger sooner because I hit my goal. My goal was to make millions of dollars, and I hit it. But I wish I would have had a bigger goal because maybe I would hit that too. So that day, that night, and let me share something with you. At that time, I'm making $2,000 a month. I got 3 kids. I'm behind on my bills and my dreams and everything. Okay. I'm struggling financially. I'm almost 30. I think I was about 30, maybe 30 years old at the time. And I decided to change my goal. Even though I was not making any money, I was sacrificing, working hard, trying to figure things out, just like you. But that think bigger sooner, it's like I couldn't get rid of that thought. And I raised my goal. And the reason why I share that with you, on this gorgeous Sunday morning here is that, like, I know it's scary sometimes to have big dreams because when you have big dreams, there's a part of you that is unsure if those dreams are actually going to take place, right? You're like, I don't know if this is going to work. I mean, I'm in debt right now. I mean, I don't have any money right now. And for me to think that I'm going to make $1 million, $10,000 a month, $100,000 a month, it's just too far-fetched. And all I can tell you is this. From all the wealthy people I've ever talked to, even before I made $1 million and after, they just knew it. Like they just knew they were going to be exactly who they said they were going to be. Let me be personal here, if you don't mind. Can I be personal? Can I do that, if you don't mind, today? Don't judge me. And I'm not trying to be braggadocious, condescending, cocky, but I know I'm going to make $1 million per day profit every day. I know that. I know I'm going to be the first billionaire in my family. I just know. Even though I know 0.001% of billion, I just know. But first I'm going to make $1 million every day. I just know it. And every wealthy person I've ever talked to, that's what they said too. I remember going to Monaco and I'm just walking around, hanging around by myself. And I meet this guy. I don't know who he is, but just making small talk. You never know who you may meet. That's one thing. You never know who you might meet. So always be kind to people. Always be nice to people. It doesn't matter how famous and how great and how much money you make. Always be kind. Okay? So I was talking to this young man. We were talking about business, talking about dreams, just talking about whatever. And I said, well, how did you know you were going to be this person? He said, Wesley, when I was in $100,000 of debt, when I spent all my money and time trying to build something that I thought would work, I knew I was going to be a billionaire. I knew I was going to be very, very significant. I knew I was going to be very, very wealthy. And I said, how did you know? He said, I just knew, man. I knew it in my early 20s. I just knew it. I knew I was going to do something great. I knew I was going to do something fascinating. I said, well, were there any indicators, any evidence that you were? Was your mom rich? Your dad? And nope. Nobody was rich. Nobody was successful. But it was just something in me that I couldn't let go, that I just knew I was. And that man was a billionaire. Because, we always ask, rich people, so what did you do to get here? And how did you know he was going to be it? And let me tell you something, they always say, I just knew. But one thing I did do, I just thought big. because I didn't see the point of thinking small. This is what the billionaire told me. He said, I didn't see the point of just ever thinking small. To me, that just wasn't fun. He used the word fun. He said, that's not sexy, to think small. I wanted to think so big that maybe I would never achieve it, but it was exciting to think that way. This is what this man told me a month ago. This is when I first made my first million. How many of you are willing to think big tonight? This morning. How many of you are willing to think a little bit bigger? What I want you to understand is it may take 5, 10, 15 years. Listen, when I started to think bigger, from that date, it took me like 6 years for me to make the first million because my goal was $150,000. But you know what the crazy thing what happened to me? Can I be personal, even more personal here? Like my goal was only $150,000 a month, and I made $1 million a month in 6 years. Like my introduction to the Millionaires in Training Club, honestly, it was $1 million in a month. My goal was $150K. Think bigger sooner. Les Brown, he's a great motivational speaker himself. And he says, shoot for the moon. And even if you don't land on the moon, you'll land on the stars. And what he's suggesting is, think about something that's impossible. I want everybody in the comment section below, just think about something that's impossible to do, that you feel is impossible. Because this is what I do. When I made the choice that I was going to make $5,000 a day, I had no clue how I was going to make $5,000 a day. $5,000 a day. I was barely making. I wasn't even making $5,000 a month. Okay. I want everybody to type something below that may be impossible, but it's something that you want. All I want you to do is dream bigger. I've seen so many. What's the funny? I've seen so many people that I know, or that I've seen, and they have a similar mindset, such as myself, but they haven't even made $1 million yet. They haven't even broke $1 million. Some that haven't even broke $100,000. They haven't even done it yet. The same mindset as me, same mentality as I have, same work ethic. And they still haven't broke it. Right? They haven't even hit 7 figures, 8 figures. Listen. Think bigger sooner. And I get it. Somebody just put $1 million a month. Okay, cool. Okay. Now you got to understand this. Initially, you're not going to believe it. What I want you to understand is you're not going to believe it, man. You're not going to believe it. I know some of you think, I'm a billionaire, blah, blah, blah. And I get it. Some of you just had these arbitrary, and I get it. But what I want you to know, you're not going to believe it at all. But just because you don't believe it today, it doesn't mean that it's not a possibility. Like, I want you to understand, I don't care who you talk to. I don't care who you listen to. It is not impossible for you not to hit your goal. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. Now, is it highly likely? I don't know, because I don't know you personally. I don't know the thoughts that are in your mind. I don't know. Okay? But what I want every woman and every man to understand that's on this message, this Sunday Mindset message with me, that is possible. Come with the word. It is possible for you. Whatever you type in the comments below, that big, crazy, insane dream that sounds stupid to everybody. If you would communicate that to anybody, they would say, that's silly, that's stupid, you're crazy. What I want you to understand that it's possible, though. Apollo Fresh says, how do you get yourself to believe it? Good question. Yeah, when people ask me that question, I say, well, how do you believe that your car is outside right now? Why do you believe your name is your name? How do you believe that your mama is your mama? Your daddy is your daddy? Like, how do you believe that? Hello? How do you believe that 2 plus 2 is 4? Can anybody articulate that in the comment section below? How do you believe that 3 times 3 is 9? How do you believe that Christmas is December 25th? How do you believe that Independence Day is July the 4th? How do you believe that? Somebody say, well, you just know. Okay. Well, if you ask me, well, how do I believe I'm going to make $1 million a day? I just know. Apollo Fresh, you just got to know. But let me go deeper. Okay, I know that's not enough for you guys. You just know, Wes. Come on. But it's so funny. You guys use that word, use those words as well. If I say, hey, you're going to do well in that test? Yeah, I'm going to do well. How do you know? Well, I just know. Hey, can you get that girl number right there? How do you know you get that girl's number? Well, I just know. We use these words. Well, I just know I can do it. I just know. You ask a kid, can you do that? Can you jump over that brick there? Yeah. How you know? I just know. Watch. But let me go deeper here. Let me talk about the science of the brain so I can help you understand why you believe what you believe and how you believe it more. Think about your mother. Does everybody have a mother or a father? I think you do because you are alive. Maybe you don't know them, but how many of you know your mom or your dad? Okay. My question to you is, how do you believe, or why did you decide to believe that was your mom and your dad? Think about it for a second. These total strangers, right? And now you believe these people are your mom and dad. And they could have lied to you, right? You don't even know. They could have lied to you. It's probably not your mom, not your daddy. But you believe it. You love them. You care about them. My question is, why do you believe it? Okay. Can anybody answer that in the comments below? Do you know why? Because, see, belief has to be understood. Okay. Belief has to be understood before it can be utilized. The reason why you believe your mom is your mom, your dad is your dad, only because of this very simple thing. It's so simplistic, it's crazy. Because they told you. That's it. Hey, I'm your mommy. Say mommy. Say dada. I'm your dada. That's it. They told you over and 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 over again. That's it. That's the only reason why you believe very strongly that your mom is your mama and your dad is your daddy. Because they told you over and over again. Hey, dada. I'm dada. Say mama. Say mama. I'm your mother. I'm your father. I'm your dad. I'm your mom. Okay? That's the only. Can anybody disagree with me? I mean, is there any other way, a reason why you believe your mom is your mom and your dad is your dad? There's only one reason why, because they told you when you were a baby. That's it. And you just believed it. Because you had no reason not to believe it, right? Well, if you want to believe your big dream, whatever that big dream is, if you want that dream to actually manifest, what do you got to do? How do you believe it more? Apollo Fresh? How do you how do you believe that? Of course, you tell yourself over and over again, that's who you are. That's it. Over and over again. Think about how many years your mom and dad tell you that they were your mom and your dad. Man, it's so ingrained in your mind. It's just like, and you know, the great thing about the reason why it sticks so deeply, because it wasn't anyone that told you that they wasn't your mom and your dad. Does that make sense? Let me break this apart. Listen, like it's stuck in your brain that your mom is your mom and your dad is your dad because nobody around you, friends, relatives, they never came to you and said, no, that's not your mother. That's not your dad. That's not your mother. That's not your dad. There was no opposition to that statement at all. So it was a free-flowing statement in your brain, just like, that's my dad. No one said, no, that's not your dad. That's not your mom. That's not your dad. So you had no reason to question because no one gave you any type of opposition as it relates to that thought. However, this is where it gets tricky. However, if you say, okay, my big dream is I'm going to make $1 million a day. And maybe you tell yourself, I'm going to make $1 million a month or $1 million a year. I'm making 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 $1 million a day. I'm making $1 million a day. Say if you're saying it all the time, you're saying it to your uncle, to your friend, to everybody. And they say, what? Watch this. Because you're excited about it. You say, I'm going to do this shit. I'm going to do $1 million a day, man. I'm going to do it. And you talk to me, man, I'm going to do $1 million a day. And they're like, what? What are you talking about? You're in debt. You barely can keep a job. You owe me money. Talking about you're going to be a millionaire. I get it. You got these dreams. You got these goals. You're listening to that weird black guy, Wesley Virgin, on the internet. But you need to be realistic. Can I get an amen if you can relate? See, this is the problem. See, this is the issue. Because there's some opposition here. Because we want to believe that we're going to become this person, but we have people around us that say that we're not, or that's not realistic. See, that's the disparity between you knowing your mama is your mama and you knowing your daddy's your daddy. Everybody tells you, yeah, that's your mom, that's your dad, that's your mom, that's your dad, it's your mom, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. So everybody validates the statement. It's like everybody says it. So you just believe it because no one's saying, no one is giving you any type of opposition or any type of criticism or disagreements to your mom being your mom and your daddy being your daddy. But when it comes to your goals and your dreams, your big goals and your big dreams, here's the opposition. Here's the criticism. And the opposition and that criticism and people that tease you, it affects you. And it affects the thought. Because, see, you know what most of us want? And correct me if I'm wrong. We want the people we love most, or the people that we care about most, to believe in us. Because we care about them, we love them. So we value their opinion. And the people that you love and you care about most, like you want them to be happy for you. Can I get an amen? You want them to be proud of you. You want them to say, you got this. You can do it. I know it sounds crazy, but you got it. I know you can do it. Like, we want the people that love us to say it, because, see, unconsciously, the people that you love most, they affect that belief actually becoming the thing that we say, well, I know what's going to happen. Because right now, your belief about who you want to be is very fragile. All right? It's very fragile. You ever got a box from Amazon that says, very fragile, handle with care? Well, that's like you and your dream. Your dream is in that box and it's very fragile, which means if you drop it, you move it too much, it's going to break. If somebody tell you, oh, no, man, I don't think you can do that. No, that's crazy. I don't know. They tease you. They laugh at you. They talk about everything that you've did wrong. They talk about all your past, and they bring that stuff up and put it in your face. And now your belief becomes, it's fragile. You're like, oh, man, I don't know. Maybe they're right. So, see, that's the difference. Because you may say, well, Wesley, can I just say that I'm a millionaire, and I'm this, 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 and I'm going to make $1 million a day, and I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to fly around the world. I'm going to take care of my parents. I'm going to, I'm going to put my daughter into the best school, put my son into the best schools on the planet. Well, yeah, you can say that. However, it's going to be met with opposition. You know what most people never do? They have these audacious dreams and these big dreams, what they just never do. And it's very difficult for them to do. This is what I teach in Overnight Millionaire University, right? And I force people to do this. This is what they never do. I've known people they do everything right. They got the mindset, they got attitude, they got the work ethic. They're becoming this person that they want to be. But the one thing they never do is they never remove themselves from the environment that shaped them. They never remove themselves from the environment or the community that shaped them. Okay? Like your environment, like your community, your environment, your family, wherever you spend most of your time, the people that you spend your time with, those people have shaped you. Do you not know that? Your parents, they shaped you. The person that you are today is based upon the influences and the shaping of the people that you spent most of your time with. And usually that is friends, that is family, that is teachers, that is professors and pastors and ministers and co-workers and bosses and managers and classmates and peers. This is what most of you fail to do. You're missing that. Removing yourself from the environment that has shaped you. You're thinking that you can stay exactly in the same environment and choose to have different thoughts. And the environment is not going to continue to have an impact on your life, your beliefs, your decisions, what you can do and what you can't. Can I get an amen? If that's you, say, that's me, Wes. Be honest. I've seen so many people. I've met so many people. I know that this person should be rich. They should be a million. This person should be successful. They have everything. But then when I watch them closely, they're still in the same environment, calling the same friends, texting the same people, still hanging around, talking to the mama and the daddy and seeking validation from their mama and their daddy. Some of you, that's what you do today. You still call your mama, call your daddy. Hey, should I do this, Dad? Should I do this, Mom? Your mom is not rich, your daddy not rich, your mama's sick and your daddy's sick, and yet you're asking them if you should do something outside of what they believe is even possible. Well, mom, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And your mom is average. I'm not even saying she's poor, but she's not successful financially. She's not where you would like to be, but yet we use our parents to validate what we should do as adults. And I'm going to give you some daddy advice. And don't take offense to my next statement. You're not a goddamn child anymore. You're not a damn child. You're not a child. You're not a kid anymore. Yes, you still have parents. Yes, you still have a mother. Yes, you have a father, grandfather, grandmother. Great, perfect. But you're not a child. You are an adult. I have a mom. I have a dad. I love them to life. But I don't take their advice. Not when it comes to money. Maybe I can take their advice when it comes to marriage because they've been married over 40 plus years. Kudos to my parents. But I'm not taking any advice from them when it comes to money and the decisions I make for my livelihood. Absolutely not. No. And I don't care how good and how sincere the advice is. I don't care. Okay? I don't take their advice. Only because, and this is not about disrespect. Some of you say, well, I don't want to disrespect my parents. I don't want to disrespect. No, this is intelligence. This has nothing to do with disrespect. Some of you feel, well, I'm disrespecting my parents, but I don't do what they want me to do. You're not a kid. Got to remember that you're not a kid. You're not disrespecting them. This is intelligence. Intelligence means that, listen, I love my parents, but I don't choose to allow them to make decisions on where I want to go in life, because where they are, that's not what I want to be. Now, if they are in a place where you would like to be, listen to them. Like if your parents are rich and millionaires, listen to them. That's obvious. Shut your damn mouth and listen. And shut up. And be thankful and grateful to God that you have a parent that's a part of the 1%. But if you don't, can't listen to your parents. You don't need to ask your daddy and ask your mom if you should do this. Should I go get this job? Should I start this business? Should I do this? No. No. Not when they can't pay their own bills on time. No. Okay? What did you guys, ladies and gentlemen, what did you learn tonight? What did you learn this morning? The number one thing every wealthy person does is we just think big, period. We think bigger than you, okay? And we begin to think big even when we have nothing. And we don't care if it takes 5 years, 10 years, or 15 years. As a matter of fact, we never really focus on the money. And I know I talk about like focus on the money. But when I say focus on the money, what I'm really saying is focus on being valuable. Like focus on being significant. Because people that are valuable, people who are significant, and the people that are significant and valuable is because they service other people. If you service other people and you help them get what they want, you get everything that you want. I remember hearing that for the first time from Jim Rohn at the age of 26. In my 20s, I was chasing money all the time, chasing money. And then Jim Rohn says on a CD, on my iPod, he says, if you want to get what you want, help other people get what they want. Think about that for a second. I hear chasing money. You guys are always looking for the next money. I got to make more money. I got to make. No. Work on developing yourself that people will come to you and give you money. Become such an attractive person that people just gravitate to you. They will wait in line just to see you. Why do you think people go see the Drake concerts? They will wait in line to see Drake perform. Because Drake gives people value with his artistry, his music. Drake knows how to create music to make you feel good, that relates and resonates with your issues and your problems of life, which means you will stand for hours in a line to see this man sing for 1 hour or 2 hours. You will pay him $500, $1,000, or $2,000. Like a couple of months ago, me and my woman, we went to, what show did we go to? Oh, we went to the Usher concert. You know who Usher is? Usher. We went to his concert. I think I paid $3,000 for the seat just to be closer to see Usher. Why did I pay $3,000? Because Usher is that valuable in my eyes. I used to listen to this guy when I was young. I would listen to him when I was on my first dates. When I wanted to do my thing, I'll play it on the radio. And 7 o'clock on the dot, I'm in my drop top, cruising the streets. When I have my little boo on the right side, I'm playing these songs. This man is valuable. He's responsible for a lot of female connections I've had in the past. So that means I was willing to pay him $3,000 and wait in line just to hear this man sing. The goal is, listen, be more valuable, folks. How do you become more valuable? Develop yourself. Developing yourself means, how can I make other people's lives better? Okay? Say it with me and type these words below. How can I make other people's lives better? If you want to get better, make somebody's life better. When I'm on these rants all the time, people say, well, how can I be better? How can I be better, Wes? How can I be better? Make somebody else's life better. And if you make somebody else's life better, you then get better. If you make another person feel better about their experience called life, if you help them have a better attitude and experience while they're on this planet, your life will get better as well. People will pay you because you made them feel better. Why? Think about the people that take drugs and smokes and vapes and drink alcohol. Well, the person that created alcohol, the people that drink alcohol, they feel better to them, right? Smoke. People that smoke, it makes them feel better. Right? And I'm not saying go out there and create cigarettes and smoking alcohol. But I'm giving you examples. The people that created burgers and fries and pizza, it makes you feel better. So you're willing to give tons of money to these people to feel better. Why do you think they created Gucci and Louis Vuitton? Because they know it makes you feel significant, better, make you feel important. Chanel created the purses, and Chanel created the brand because it makes a woman feel very important, makes you feel significant. It makes you feel better. So that means you'll spend $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 on a bag that costs less than $1,000 to make, only because it makes you feel better. Get it? So be in the business of serving. This is what I try to share with my team indirectly. Be in the business of serving people, giving them an experience that's fascinating. Because then if you do that, they will give you all their money. Because you give them what they need. If you help enough people get what they want, you have everything that you want. I love you. Hit the like and share button if you got any value. And remember, if you want to take what you know now to the next level, join me at overnightmillionaireuniversity.com. And basically, we do 3 things in the university. It's quite simple. We delete every negative thought, every traumatic experience, Any blocks that you have that's in your mind, we delete them. You can't continue to install new information in your brain and new beliefs until you remove the old beliefs. Step 2, once we delete all the junk that's in your mind, all the clutter that's in your mind, we install the beliefs, the thoughts, and the decisions that you need to have to create the life and to activate the life that you want. That's what we do. And what I want to do for anybody right now that takes action right now and go to overnightmillionaireuniversity.com and buy it. For those first 10 people, I want to give you access to Mass Control for free. Mass Control is a program, about $2,000. I created that 2 years ago. And I teach people very, very deep, influential strategies to get people to obey you, to get people to pay you. Just very hypnotic mentalism type of techniques that you're going to utilize with anybody to get what you want from them on a very unconscious level that they don't know what's happening, but it is happening. That program sells for $2,000. I created that after I created my previous product that made me, I think, about $20 million. I used those strategies in Mass Control. For the first 10 people, they go to overnightmillionaireuniversity.com, or you can just go to the link in my bio. Okay, just click the link in my bio. Wesley Virgin. First 10 people, I'm going to give you free access to Mass Control. It's going to blow your mind. All I ask is this: just use it for good. Don't use it for evil. You can. This information had to be wrapped into a school because I can't put it online outside of that because it got shut down. It got shut down 10 times, which is the reason why it's now in a university, because they can't touch that. So anybody that wants to get started now, go to overnightmillionaireuniversity.com. Just buy it. Don't ask me the cost. It's on the website. Buy it. And the first 10 people get access to Mass Control. If you're in person number 11, do not DM me and say, Wesley, I bought it. Can I get access? If you're too late, I'm not going to respond. Okay? So don't do that. All you need to do is just buy it now. Just get enrolled so you can get access to Mass Control. Or just wait and don't get access to it and pay for it. Pay $2,000 for it. Okay? Much love. This is Wesley, $1 Billion Virgin. And let's go.